Hi, my name is Gaurav Raj. I am from Oli Technologies, and today's topic I have chosen to talk about is the modern approach to systems integration when we are working with D365 Business Central. Business Central is obviously a step towards digital transformation in the organization. However, the organization doesn't work just with one system, which is the ERP. It has and will have a lot of other applications which are required for the business to succeed, right? Because of this, the methods that we should adopt to integrate these applications with our ERP at the central place should also be modern. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this session today. The first thing that comes to my mind on this topic is basically our Power Platform. And Power Platform comes, as you might know, means Power App, Power Automate, and obviously Dataverse, which is basically the baseline for that. So let me talk briefly about Power Automate. It's a low code, no code offering from Microsoft. A lot of companies have already started consuming that, using that application for integration. Now take a scenario where you have a third party system. Now this could be an e-commerce platform, or it could be a order taking platform from where all the orders are supposed to be brought in within Business Central. How it is how would this be done in a traditional way? Well, you have a point-to-point integration with API, this and that, and if there any changes have to be done, those have to be done through a developer. With Business Central, and knowing that it has a very good connectivity and connector available with Power Automate, we will rather in this case utilize Power Automate. So Power Automate would be consuming the data. Now, it has a connector with a lot of other applications, or it could be also a custom built, low configurable connector that can be developed in Power Automate. So it takes the order data, the files, or maybe from the APIs, the data into Power Automate. Now, this could be also an opportunity for transformation of the data, or I would say the content within Power Automate and submit to Business Central. So the data or the files or the order data is received within Power Automate. Again, it's an asynchronous application. It can run all the time at a certain frequency. It passes the data, it converts it to, let's say, JSON or whatever format is required, and it can push it directly to Business Central. Now Business Central has got one way to integrate is the APIs which are available with Business Central, and Power Automate can push the data to Business Central, where Business Central will consume this data and create orders, journals, and all the way post those orders in the system for different purpose. So that is how a simple integration can be achieved between an order entry system or e-commerce portal and your Business Central without doing much of technical code behind, and using Power Automate over there. Now, Power Automate can have a direct integration, and it can also be using Dataverse at the back end. So, wherein the third party system, now it could be Power App, right? So, let's talk about another Power Platform application, which is Power App, and we have a Power App for our users who could be your sales users, who could be some other type of users who are supposed to do and submit the request or some other order information into Business Central, whether in sales area or in purchase area or even maybe finance area. So what would happen? We will consume the Power Platform here to achieve this purpose. Power App at the one end, wherein the data is going into into Dataverse. Power Automate might be required in this scenario, or it might can be skipped as well. However, Business Central has a direct connector with Dataverse, so your data which is submitted to Power App could be expense, it could be sales, it could be intent or procurement that is entered by the user in a Power App, mobile or browser. It goes to Dataverse, and from Dataverse it basically is received and consumed in Business Central directly, because there is a connector. So right now, at end of the day, your data ultimately gets processed in Business Central without the need of a custom point to point integration, right? And then the maintenance is easy, and because it is everything on cloud, we're not talking about deploying any application here, there, and like that, right? So we talked about Power Automate, we spoke about Dataverse, and we also spoke about Power Apps, how these can jointly and in a combined fashion benefit your business in different scenario and make your integrations seamless, and everything be on cloud. The other topic is could be your e-commerce platform. For example, Shopify. It's well known to everyone, and for this also we might go and choose for a custom integration to be built between e-commerce platform and your ERP, which is Business Central here. However, you don't need to worry about that because Microsoft has released an app or extension for Shopify in Business Center very recently. So this way, your stores which are on Shopify, they can directly be integrated with Business Central for your products, customers, orders, status, and everything. So that is how our modern integration will change when we are working on Business Central. The third thing I want to talk about is the cognitive services. And within cognitive services, there is specifically one thing called virtual agents. As we can comprehend from the word, it is like virtual agents could be bought. Now, this could be running within Teams or as a separate application. But this is again a low code, no code offering from Microsoft, which works directly with Business Central and Dataverse, right? So, what could happen is that let's talk about an application of a virtual agent. Our salespeople, while or maybe people from other department, they need to know the status of the inventory or stock for certain item. They would basically try to query it or ask somebody in our office to find out, okay, what is the stock we have, or maybe some other means. However, with virtual agent, which let's say it is on Teams, right? And I can possibly give you more examples there, wherein we just ask our virtual agent, what is the stock of this item, right? What about the status of my order? What is the status of my other request? So virtual agent can be again very useful in these kind of integrations because it has a direct integration available as a low code no code offering with D365 Business Central. So I spoke about a couple of examples here which could be very beneficial in your day-to-day life in different business scenarios. And when we are talking about a cloud application like D365 Business Central, we should not be considering custom made integration which is point to point and which are too much dependent on our technical people, developers, and the code behind. Rather, we should try to consume these applications, these connectors, these apps, so that our integrations are robust, they are well supported, and there are so many connectors available so that the same application can be speaking to multiple cloud application, whether it's ERP or CRM, and like that within the Microsoft stack of solutions. So therefore, this was a brief introduction about how would, in the modern way, Business Central be integrated with different business applications. This was Gaurav Raj. For more details, please log on to our channel or write to us on info@allita.com. Thank you.